everybody. Welcome to Friday Night Chats with Kevin.
And I'm Kelly, and we are on May, what's today? 21st.
21st, yeah.
Can't believe we're almost at the end.
Yeah, almost into May.
We've almost made it through.
And it's not been a horrible May. You've had some really bad Mays.
I've had really bad ones, but this one's been,
it's not been bad.
Not been horrible.
Yeah.
So that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Right? And it's only going to get better from here.
That's right.
We get closer to Memorial Day. And we got stuff happening this week.
Yeah.
We had some pretty big projects handled around the house. So we'll start right off with our
days are off or not days off.
Kevin did not have very restful days, but most people do lots of housework and stuff.
Yeah, I guess so.
The days they have off. So last Sunday morning at like 8:30, the pool guy called. And so you remember the story from last week when he just showed up unannounced. Well, apparently Kevin made an impression because when he called this week, and I didn't know it was him, but I just thought, well, maybe that's the pool guy. He was very like, is it okay if I come over?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't.
This is my first time hearing this.
I didn't just want to stop by because I didn't know if anybody would be home and...
it was a Sunday. So.
Yeah. I said, well, we're here. I didn't know people would still be sleeping. Like, he was very careful to make sure it was okay if he
didn't want a big grizzly bear of a man running out there whipping his ass is all that was.
Maybe. But anyway, so he showed up about, a little after 9 to replace the liner in our pool. So Kevin and Dad and Mike had worked out there to, like, empty the water out of the pool and all that kind of stuff. So the guy just had to, rip out the liner, and some tree roots from our neighbor's tree had grown underneath the pool. And when you were in it, you could feel them.
Yeah.
So he cut those out and just tossed them in the yard.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a fan of the guy, not because of the whole, showing up unannounced, which is bad enough. But like that Sunday he shows up pretty much not planned or anything. Like Mike had his own little thing that he wanted to do.
I mean, there was really no heads up that he was coming that day. So, and it took all day. So, like I said, he got here at like 9, and he didn't finish until almost 5 o'clock, and it was just one guy.
Yeah, he didn't have a crew or nothing. And the odd thing is, he parks his car in front of our driveway, so we're blocked in.
Yeah, he blocked us in the driveway.
And he left his wife in the car the whole day.
And dog.
And, oh, shit, I didn't know there was a dog in the car.
Yeah, his wife and his dog waited in the car the entire day.
Oh, my God.
And so my mom and dad were, like, sitting outside with him, and my brother was out there helping him, and my mom kept saying, are you sure your wife doesn't want to come and she can sit on the deck? And, oh, no, she's fine. She does this all the time. But she never, came in to use the bathroom or...
Yeah,
anything. Like, it was really bizarre.
It was bizarre. We're not using that guy ever again.
The pool liner looks great.
It does.
He did
because we bought a good pool liner.
Well, and we had a little bit of a tricky issue with the step, like under the deck getting it in. He did good.
Yeah.
He pulled all the roots out, and he put sand down, and he put a padding underneath it, and so we should be good to go for a while on that.
Then we refilled the pool.
And it looks good. And, we refilled the pool, and Kevin and Michael went out and put the new steps in it.
Yeah.
And the steps, by the way, so we had these old, I don't want to say they were old.
Yeah. They got them with the original pool.
So. Yeah. So they were like 20 years we've been using them. But they're called wedding cake steps because that's what they look like. They look like a wedding cake. And so we pulled them out. And the reason we had to pull them out is because it only had one handrail on the side. And it was just harder for mom and dad to get out. Mm-hmm. They didn't have 2 handrails to pull. And instead of just trying to figure it out and slapping up some, thing that might work in the meantime, we just decided to buy ones that had 2 handrails. But anyway, so we pull them out, like what are we going to do with them? My thought is they're 20-year-old steps. We definitely got our money's worth. Let's just part with them. Mm-hmm. And Kevin put them up on Nextdoor app, and within like 5 minutes.
I installed the Nextdoor app. And I had the Nextdoor app on once before, and it was basically just people bitching. So
that's
not what I want.
People complaining. But
But I figured, all right, let's throw it on there and see if we can get rid of these steps. Fully expecting those steps to be there for 10 years before I could, make an arrangement for somebody to come pick them up, take them to the dump. And within 5 minutes, the first lady responded. She said, I'll come pick them up tomorrow. I was like, all right. And then I had 3 more responses and then 2 more responses.
Yeah.
And by the time it was all over, I couldn't believe it. I had 7 responses for this, including one guy who's making a big turtle encampment. He made a...
That would have been cool.
That would have been cool. Had he been the first guy,
yeah.
I would have loved to give it to him. But, he's 7 people too late. He was the 7th guy. And he was making a big fountain and like a... I'm assuming he's got a tortoise or something. The damn thing. I don't know.
He probably has a little pond that turtles come in.
I guess.
But anyway, so we got rid of the steps. And then we had Kevin's old grill that we didn't have as much luck with. So that we ended up just getting.
I was shocked about that. Now, I love my old grill. It was we talked about it. It's the split one. But couldn't use it anymore, really. It needed a new, I could replace the
it needed to do everything.
Yeah. So put it out there, no bites at all. So we put it out at the corner and with the pool, the old liner.
He ripped up the liner to shreds.
Yeah. So we had to get that out there, and that was covered in sand and mud and shit.
Just, the typical cleanup after, which he did not do. We had to do after he left. Now, I say we, I didn't do it, but Kevin and Michael did it. But anyway, the pool is full. It looks nice.
It does look really
brand new steps that look like they're going to be much easier for everybody to manage. It's ready to go. It just needs to get warm.
Warm up a little bit. Yeah. Yes, thank you for barking.
Thanks, Tilly. See you later.
Mike's probably getting home.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, I know.
It's okay. Is she locked out?
She's locked in.
Oh, we should know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna open the door. I'll be right back, everybody.
We were reading about Chihuahuas this morning and about why they burrow, because she loves to be under blankets.
Mm-hmm.
And so she'll sleep under the covers all night long, and then she'll get up in the morning and she'll go and sit with Kevin and demand to be under the blanket with Kevin until he goes to work. And then she jumps up in his chair and we have to cover her with a blanket. So
a good portion of my day is dictated by a little 15-pound dog.
She has her little ways of communicating with us, so we know what she wants. And so at our feet right here, we have her favorite little bed, and it's got her blanket in it. So she'll sit in that. But yeah, so we were reading about the Chihuahuas this morning and why they do what they do. And it was interesting. I realized that I'm her person that she feels like she has to defend. So if something scares her, or if someone comes in the house, or if even Dad walks in the room, she runs over to me and she jumps up on me and she'll bark. Kevin's the one she goes to when she wants to get comfortable and under a blanket. So,
because I'm the only one that will.
No, that's pretty much true. Except for me all night long when she's underneath on my side, because she has to be at my feet, not yours. So, but anyway, so we got the grill gone. We got the steps gone. The backyard's coming together.
Mm-hmm. It's coming around.
It would be nice. So hopefully it will be warm for a little while, and the water will warm up enough to get in it. Because right now it would be like the polar plunge.
Well, no, I put my feet in the other day when I had to
put your feet in,
and that wasn't horrible. It wasn't, I actually stood in it for a couple minutes, like, this isn't too bad. Now, I didn't, drop the boys in or anything. That would have been horrible. But
I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah, some people are laughing about it. Aunt Pat's probably
I'm sorry. I apologize for my husband's lack of filter. So anyway, so that was the big thing around the house.
Mm-hmm.
Got the pool done. That was that's been like on our agenda list for a couple of years.
Yeah, for the liner,
This year we were just like, okay, we really can't make this work another year. So of course, once that got done, there's other things. Like now apparently a whole outlet in the garage just doesn't work anymore, and it has our pump for our well and a little mini refrigerator on it. Don't know why that doesn't work anymore, but probably because the pool is fixed.
Yeah.
That's how our house works.
Yeah.
One thing gets just replaced with another. Something's got to fill the void.
Someone's got to fill the void.
Anyway, so there's all that.
Right.
But the pool, looking forward to that. What I'm not looking forward to is my first week of summer vacation, right smack in the middle of week 1 of my summer vacation, I have to go for a colonoscopy.
What a pain in the ass.
And I'm glad that, I wanted to wait till after school was out because I just can't take a day or 2 off from work. That's just not going to happen.
If you're ever going to get a colonoscopy, trust me, take the day off before and the day
definitely.
of. Because the prep is a killer.
It's not a killer. I've done it before.
I've done it several times before.
You won't die. It's not a killer.
You won't die.
It's not enjoyable.
It's not fun at all.
The actual colonoscopy is much more enjoyable than the prep.
Well, because you're knocked out.
That sounded bad. You're unconscious. That's what
you're unconscious. You don't feel a thing. Well, yeah. Actually, the first time I had a colonoscopy, I felt something.
Yeah.
I woke up.
Okay, stop. So here's the thing. Let me tell you. I had a virtual appointment with the gastroenterologist because of the elevated liver enzymes, which I talked before about. And so my family doctor, my primary care doctor, tested me for hepatitis, which came back negative. I don't drink alcohol. I don't use drugs. I'm not on any medications that should affect my liver. I don't overuse Tylenol. So he tested me for hepatitis. I don't have hepatitis. And they did an ultrasound. So in the ultrasound, the results of that were fatty liver. But apparently fatty liver can run in tandem with other things. And so the gastroenterologist wants to rule out all the other things. Specifically, the only one she mentioned was mono. So she said, in the whole long list of questions,
I know where this is going.
In the whole long list of questions she asked me, one was, are you around a lot of children? Well, yes, I teach kindergarten. So we're going to test you for mono. I don't think I have mono. I would be shocked if I had mono. I'm not sick. And she even said, you're not sick. You probably don't have mono, but we just want to rule it out. Okay, fine. So you're going to need labs because there's a few other things we want to check for. Come into our office. You have to make an appointment because of COVID. You can't just walk in. And we're going to schedule you for a colonoscopy because, I'm actually past due for that. Great. So I come out, Kevin gets on his break, and I said, oh, by the way, I had my appointment. They're going to do some lab work. They're going to test me for mono and this and that. And he was like, oh, that test sucks. Now.
Okay,
no, let me finish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kevin has been living with me for 15 years.
Longer than that, but yeah.
Well, we started living together at the end of 2006, really, right?
Yeah.
So how many years is that? A lot of years.
A lot of years.
It's a lot of years.
No, somebody's doing the math.
It's 15 years. That's what I said. It's 15. I knew it. So, and in the last, 10 years or so, anxiety's been an issue for me, especially health-related anxiety.
Right.
Don't ever, when someone says, oh, I have to have this test done, and because another thing is they may end up having to do a biopsy of my liver.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and she explained to me the procedure for that. Normally I'm okay if I know the procedure. I assumed mono was a blood test, which it is. Mm-hmm. This one, knowing that I have this kind of anxiety,
it was
hits me with, oh my God, that sucks.
Well, and let me explain. Okay, when I first started going blind in my left eye, just recently, when I've just basically the eyesight was just going away, the eye doctor sent me for a whole battery of tests, and then for me, and I'd forgotten that the one of the things they tested me for was mono, and then TB and a few other things. And when I went to go get tested, the reason it sucked was because I had to go to 3 different places. And it just associated all of that with the test sucking. Now, the
He was
mono test
talking
is just
about
a blood test, like she said.
the tuberculosis test,
The TB test really sucked.
which, by the way, doesn't really suck.
Well, it was a pain in the ass because I had to do it. I basically had to do it twice. I had to do it at the testing place at Lansdowne over there at the Centera at Lansdowne, and then I had to go back and do it because they I don't, for whatever reason I had to do it again at damn First Colonial, and it was
But that doesn't make the test suck.
The situation I just associated it when it just all of that flashed back into my mind, and it blurted out, "God, that sucks." Because
what you said is that test sucks.
Because that's what I associated with. Now I know some of y'all are thinking, "Well, Kevin's just a great guy and he's the perfect husband." Well, I'm not. And she's explaining this to you that I will sometimes say stuff without thinking about it. It's just my interpretation of these tests. Or they suck because of the experience that I had. I was not thinking if I say this, my wife's going to get upset. All I thought was, shit, that test sucked for me.
So, and that's where you have to do that conversation in your head.
Yeah.
And realize the person you're speaking to, who's getting ready to face the test, might not want to know that information.
And I'm sorry.
And it's this, like when we went through this stuff with Dad too.
Yeah.
Like I talked to other people who have loved ones with cancer, and I don't want to hear all the horror stories. I really don't. Like, thank you. I can handle those as they come to me. But,
Yeah.
Anyway, that was.
And I'm sorry.
I've had many moments of frustration with Kevin this week. Poor Kevin has kind of taken a beating from me this week.
Yeah. Well, I'm designed for that.
Yeah. To the point where there was one day where on the way to work, was it Wednesday?
Yeah, probably Wednesday.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
I know y'all thinking, well, maybe he does suck as a husband.
No, he doesn't. He's a great husband.
But.
No, I'm not going to say but. You're a great husband. And everyone I know knows how awesome you are for me. So there's that.
There's that.
There are times when I just wish that the attention or the listening skills were better.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's you or me, because I have the same problem with multiple people that are around me.
Mm.
So I don't know. Maybe I have that kind of voice. People just tune it out.
What?
You think you're funny. So anyway, there's that all happening out. That's all happening with the liver, which I'm sure is exactly what I think it is, fatty liver. But because my liver's inflamed, and they want to find out why, and I'd like to know.
Yeah.
But we've been doing really good about.
We even got we spent money on Magic Spoon, which is a very low carb.
Shout out to Magic Spoon.
Shout out to Magic Spoon. Yeah. We've listened to podcasts, and Magic Spoon's been a sponsor of Tell 'em Steve Dave for a long time, and then they're also for a sponsor for Sal's podcast.
We should taste it right now and see if it's any good.
Want to go?
Yeah. Well, no, that would be ridiculous.
We'll tell you
next week. Next week.
We'll give you a good review on the ones that we got, because she got basically the sample pack.
So if you don't know, Magic Spoon apparently is some cereal they make. It's got like very low carbs, like maybe 3 grams of carbs per serving. No sugar, no
high protein,
but it's supposed to taste really good. So they have like a Fruity Pebbles version, and they have a Cocoa Pebbles version, and they have a cinnamon version and a peanut butter version.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a little expensive. But I went and just bought a box of each of the variety pack, and I thought, well, because I eat cereal a lot now for breakfast in the morning. Mm-hmm. But we eat like healthy cereals. And so I thought if we could replace that and cut the carbs there even more, that would be good. And I also found out this interesting fact. I've been eating those protein bars at lunch every day. Mm-hmm. My protein bar has more carbs in it than a 12-count chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A.
Jesus, really?
Yeah. So there you go. Thanks, Chick-fil-A. It's God's chicken.
Chick-fil-A. God's chicken. Secret to Chick-fil-A, we were looking at make a recipe, like make your chicken like Chick-fil-A, and according to that, their breading is sugar. It's just
No, it's not straight sugar.
It
Come
was,
on.
It was what, powdered sugar?
It had powdered sugar in the at-home version of Make Chicken Like Chick-fil-A, not the actual Chick-fil-A recipe. So I don't know. But anyway, all I do know is that the breaded Chick-fil-A nuggets had less carbs in them than the protein bar that I eat for lunch.
Kind of crazy.
I would be doing better because then I'd at least be getting actual real protein from chicken.
Some chicken, yeah.
I'd be better at Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets, but it is what it is. I cut out fast food, so I can't do that anymore. My phone's been like, the Taco Bell app has been like, what the hell?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, my Chick-fil-A app's like, wait a second. What's happening? Did you forget about us? So, and the last thing we wanted to talk about is the masking. So Virginia relaxed a lot of their masking mandate, and
not even an hour ago, I got off work and needed to go get some stuff for dinner tonight, and went to the Harris Teeter across the street, and I read the sign that says if you've been vaccinated, you're not mandated or required to wear the mask anymore. So hell yeah, I took it off. I've been vaccinated. I'm walking around the store and I'm just thinking the whole time, because there's people there that are masked, and some of them obviously felt weird looking at me. But,
did you make judgments on people who were masked and who weren't masked?
I'm not a judgmental person. And the lady behind the counter, I was like, man, I really enjoyed the fact that I was able to walk through the store without a mask. She says, it is so nice she says, it's weird to see people without a mask, but it's nice to see people like smiling. And I was like, hell yeah, I was smiling.
Yeah, there's been all this talk on TV this week about the confusion. Like, do you wear your mask anyway? Because, you don't want to be seen like someone who doesn't believe in wearing masks, or, just do what you think is right.
Yeah, do what makes you feel comfortable. But science says that if you're vaccinated, that you're not transmitting it and you're not really getting it. If you do get it, you're not going to end up in the hospital.
And we'll possibly have to get a booster. I saw that on the news today.
Probably going to have to get a booster.
Which is fine. Sign me up for it.
Whatever, that's fine.
At school, the rules changed slightly. So I still have to wear a mask. The kids, when we're in the building, kids still have to wear a mask. But they did say at recess or PE, if it's outside, the kids can drop their mask. And there's no social distancing required. So they don't have to keep 6 feet apart to take their mask off if they're outside. So whatever day it was, Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever day that we got that, from the district, I said to my students who were going out for recess, like, guess what? We don't have to wear masks outside anymore for recess. And they were so excited all day. They were so excited to be able to take the mask off and go outside. So,
well, some of your kids, they've been the first time that they saw their friend.
Well, we were virtual. We saw them. But
yeah, but the first time they saw their friend live and in person with no mask on.
No, they eat lunch. They take it on.
Oh, did it?
Well, they don't eat through their mask. They just have to sit 6 feet apart.
Oh, well, still.
So anyway, it came time for recess. And so I'm like, all right, this has to be a whole new procedure, because we can't just line up and everybody leave at the same time, because if you take your mask off on the playground, it's going to end up in the mud puddles, and I'd rather them take it off and go right outside. And we have a door to the playground in my room, so it's not like we have to walk through the halls. So I'm like, I'm going to let you go one group at a time. Just get your snack, whatever, go to your desk, take your mask off, go straight outside. You should have seen how uncomfortable they were to remove the mask and walk around in the classroom. Like, they would take the mask off, and a lot of them were like covering their mouth as they were walking out the door, and they were like, it just feels really weird. It's so weird. So it was weird, but they're getting used to it. Oh, we got a visitor.
Oh, I'm sorry, big girl.
What's the bump with her head?
Okay.
Oh, you're going to pick her up where she can look at the guy across the street. Hi, Tilly. Say hi, Tilly.
No, don't do that.
Say hi.
She keeps wanting to lick my burn here.
Which is healed up very nicely.
Healed up very nicely, but she still wants to lick it.
That's because she's trying to take care of you. That's what doggies do.
Thank you.
All right, so
Thank you. That's enough kisses. Thank you.
that was our week, in a nutshell. So our top 5 for this week, we decided to do top 5 meals we make at home. Not like top 5 meals you get out at a restaurant, but like if we're gonna make dinner, what are our top 5 things, our go-tos? All right, so I honestly, this is a crapshoot for me. Kevin doesn't express a lot of like desire to eat something. He'll just do whatever everybody else is doing. So
every now and again I get a hankering for something, but there's also stuff like.
All right, so let me guess at your number 1, and from there on out, I don't know. But can I say your number 1 is the prime rib my mom makes? Really?
Yep, that's exactly it. That's the number 1. I even put it on the thing here.
Don't let me show me. I believe you. Don't show me. Yeah, okay. My mom makes the best prime rib.
Yeah, she coats it and then puts it in the oven at 500 degrees for however. I mean, there's
it's like 4 or 5 minutes per pound of your roast, and then you just leave it in the oven for 2 hours.
Yeah.
After the oven turns off.
You turn the oven off, it cools down. It makes it. If you cut into it and you didn't know any better, you think it was raw because it's still pink, but it's all cooked.
I'm not a prime rib fan really because, for one, I like my meat to have very little bit of pink in it, and I don't like it colder. I like my steaks to be hot, like right off the grill hot. So not my favorite meal, but it's Kevin's. And I know you know my number 1 meal.
It was flank steak.
Flank steak.
Funny story with that. I mean, I'll make it for her, and I've done it a couple of different ways, but still it always goes back to the classic. Under the broiler, flip under the broiler, cut it up, throw it in some gravy over rice or potatoes.
Over rice.
Potatoes. But she likes it over rice. Some people like it over potatoes. But one time, though, she was really jonesing for some flank steak. So I said, all right, I'll go get flank steak. Or your mom went to go get flank steak. And I don't know what store
Couldn't find it.
But they were like, oh, it's a seasonal meat, which is bullshit.
It's a summer meat.
It's a summer meat. It was winter. I'm like, no, that's not a thing.
I mean, I get people grill flank steak.
Yeah.
But, like, you also can broil flank steak.
Mm-hmm. I've grilled it for her, and that came out pretty good, but she loves the classic sliced up on the bias, in the gravy. Under the broiler
until it starts to smell good. Flip it over, and then let it sit a minute, and you slice it kind of at an angle. Mm-hmm. Put it in some gravy.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, it's my favorite meal, and it's been my favorite meal since I was a kid.
Yep.
Yeah, that's always it used to be a lot more affordable. Flank steak used to be the meat you would get because like steaks were so expensive.
Yeah.
Now flank steaks are pretty.
Skirt steak was the same thing.
They're not cheap, but I guess if you're feeding a lot of people off one.
Now people have figured out how to make it and use it.
Yeah, they roll it up with stuff in it and whatever.
It's gotten more expensive because of that. But it's still not the most expensive steak meal that you're going to have. It's not out of all the steak meals you're going to get without going to get some crap steak. It's still pretty good.
All right, so another of your favorites that we actually cook.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Salisbury steak?
No, you don't cook Salisbury
steak.
No,
yes, you do.
Well, we did one time. We got a recipe from Rachel Ray. It wasn't bad, but I actually prefer the frozen Salisbury steaks. But
all right, so I don't know. Tell me what your number two is.
Number 2 is the Delmonico.
Ribeye.
Just this ribeye steak off the grill. I love cooking ribeye.
Yeah.
Salt and pepper, nothing else. Throw it on the grill, sear, throw them, let them cook a little bit.
That's probably my number 3.
Yeah.
Same meal.
Wow. And then with baked potato, of course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I like a good dressed up baked potato, like with butter and cheese and sour cream, maybe some bacon bits.
Not me. I just like it with butter and salt and pepper. But,
yeah.
Ribeye was on my list. That's probably my number 3. Mm-hmm. There's one that's above that for me.
So your number 2. Well, it's nothing like pasta or meatloaf, so it's going to be what, fried chicken?
It's nothing with ground beef. We don't make fried chicken.
Yeah.
It's nothing with ground beef, and it's nothing with tomato sauce. No, pork chops didn't make my list.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Grilled chicken?
Mm-mm.
Chicken and rice?
Oh, I forgot about that recipe.
Yeah,
I like
chicken
that
and rice
recipe. That's a
is
good
really
recipe. No, I forgot about that. Chicken and dumplings.
Chicken dumplings. Oh, yeah.
Again, my mom has to make it.
Yeah.
Like, I've tried to make chicken and dumplings with the same recipe. It just doesn't taste the same as when my mom makes it.
You know what else your mom does that's really good with the chicken? She gets some chicken breasts from like KFC or whatever and makes a chicken soup that is incredible.
She makes a chicken noodle soup with
soup,
fried, not the breading on it, but she takes all the breading off and throws it away. But the chicken breast from KFC, she uses that in her chicken noodle soup. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's really
that's
really
a good fall. Like when it's starting to get cold out. I love Mom's chicken noodle soup. All right, so now you know three of mine: flank steak, chicken and dumplings, and ribeye. Those are my number 3, 1, 2, and 3.
All right. Well, my number 3 is just Thanksgiving.
I was going to say Thanksgiving, but I didn't.
Yeah, well, it's not something you do on the daily, but turkey, all the dressing, the fixing, all of that is great stuff. And we've even done fried turkeys, which are good, but kind of a pain.
Just a roasted turkey with stuffing.
Just a roasted turkey.
I was going to put that on my list, but then I was like, that's kind of a specialty meal. Everybody loves Thanksgiving.
I didn't think we were limiting that.
We didn't communicate well? Is that what you're trying to say?
People are like, damn, he's a shitty husband. I can't believe how shitty of a husband you are.
Stop it. You're not. Know. Stop. Stop it. All right.
So my number 4 is pork chops, which I like making the pork chops on the grill. And I'm not a huge fan of it being cooked in the oven just because it always dries out. But I love cooking pork chops on the grill, or sometimes we even
fry them.
Fry them, like deep fry or with the batter. I love doing that too.
Oh, that's so good.
That's from my childhood though. You take my mom gave us this
a meat tenderizer.
With a bunch of little blades in it. Beat the hell out of the pork chop with that, both sides. Egg wash, throw in some flour and breadcrumbs, Italian breadcrumbs, because you get that little bit of, and man, just throw it in some grease, some oil.
It's the good stuff, and Kevin Grill's pork chops are really good.
Yeah.
I was not ever, I like pork chops any kind of way. I even like them when I was a kid. My mom would make the ones with the bone in them, but they were like thinner.
Yeah.
In the oven with just salt and pepper on them. That was always my favorite way to eat pork chops.
I've had that. And it's always
you don't like it. I know. But they're not thick. They're thin, so it doesn't matter if they get dry because they're thin. Yeah, thick ones that are dry suck. I mean, that I do agree with that. But, pork chops are good.
Yeah. If you're going to do it in the oven, do it with the bone. Because if you do just boneless pork chops in the oven, you're 100% not going to get any good flavor out of it. So... it is. Trust me. Take my word for it.
Anyway, what would you eat with your pork chops?
Pork chops, usually some side dish like
applesauce.
Well, I'm not big on applesauce. I don't know why.
You don't like applesauce?
I've never been a fan. I don't hate it. I won't avoid it, but I don't like.
Sometimes I really love applesauce.
Yeah.
Especially when we're having pork.
Mm-hmm. But
scalloped potatoes are good with pork.
Mm-hmm. Scalloped potatoes are really good with pork. So.
All right, so my number 4.
Your number 4.
My mom. I see all these meals go back to my mom.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's tuna macaroni salad.
Yeah.
My mom makes what I feel like is the best tuna macaroni salad, and I also think she makes the best potato salad.
She makes a good potato salad.
So
I'll go along with
if
that.
she makes tuna mac and potato salad, and then we make some deviled eggs and some grapes and some pineapple, that's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
I love. Now my reflux doesn't always love tuna macaroni salad.
Yeah.
There's something with the celery or the onion in it. It doesn't do well with me, but.
That's
really the only time I have the tuna melt, and I've been jonesing for tuna lately.
Yeah.
But like the tuna melt you made the other day was really good.
Yeah. Go to Harris Teeter. They got these things called take and bakes. They're in the refrigerator section is bread. Basically, you throw it in the oven for like 10 minutes, and then it comes out real nice. It's like a brioche.
I think it's a ciabatta roll.
Ciabatta roll, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Take and bake ciabatta rolls, and you cut them.
So good.
and then we broiled it with turned on the broiler cheese and tuna.
It's good.
Put it together.
So easy, but really delicious.
Right down your pie hole.
All right, so your last one has to be some sort of Italian meal.
No, believe it or not, it wasn't.
Really?
It's just fried chicken.
Just fried chicken.
I know that.
Your mom used to make fried chicken.
My mom used to make really, really good fried chicken, and she'd brine it all day, and had a little system all set up. I've never been able to make it as good as my mom.
Yeah, I'm not good at it.
I'm super messy in the kitchen anyway, so fried chicken's like the worst.
If you were going to be a superhero, that's the one you'd be. Mm-hmm. Super messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little.
Mm-hmm. Now there are places I love to get fried chicken, like the Pollards. That's good fried chicken. The gas station out in Chesapeake, the Royal
Farms. They make good fried chicken too.
Really good fried chicken. Their sides suck though.
There's a place that we saw on was it Drivers Diners? Yeah. In Newport News that makes fried chicken. It's supposed to be really good. Portsmouth.
It's in Portsmouth.
We've always meant to try that place, and we've never ever gone there.
Yeah, but you gotta go to Portsmouth.
I know. That's why we don't go on that.
Airline Boulevard. We're never in Portsmouth.
We're never over there.
Ever in Portsmouth. The last time we were out anywhere close to that area is when we went to the Impractical Jokers movie. Because it was only playing in that theater
Speaking of which, I heard Regal Theaters was reopening some of their theaters. 2 of them in Virginia Beach. I don't know which 2. Hopefully the one right across the street from us. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
All right. So my number, is that all of yours?
Yeah. That's
4 and 5. Enchiladas.
Yeah.
The chicken enchiladas.
Shout out to Maggie because we went to her house in Georgia and she made enchiladas for us. And it wasn't something that we were,
I've never had one before then.
And then she was all about it after that. And we learned to make them.
I make my own enchilada sauce.
Yeah. It's really, really good.
It's so easy because we just cook the chicken in the Instapot and then we shred it apart and we add whatever we want inside of it. It's always different because nobody ever likes the same stuff in theirs.
Everybody in the family, Mike loves them. I love them.
Really good. We don't make them very often just because
it is a little bit of a process. It's not the most daunting thing that we have to make, but it's like it's not the easiest thing either.
The other thing I've learned to make pretty good is Alfredo.
Yeah, the Alfredo you make is fantastic.
The shrimp Alfredo. I don't cook a lot, but there are some things that I like to do.
You're real good at baking.
I used to be, not anymore.
Yeah. See that Spider-Man cake?
Yes, I did.
That was crazy.
I used to do cakes and cupcakes and things like that. And it was fun. Like, I made a lot of really cute ones for his birthday and all. It's just so much work and then so much cleanup. And
my favorite was she did a recreation of the Jaws poster, the original.
That was probably the best cake I ever did.
Yeah. It was. It tasted great and everything, but it was amazing. So
it was cool. That was fun to make. That was back when I didn't mind having I just hated cleaning. Yeah. To make icing in so many different colors, and it's just every bowl gets dirty, every dish gets dirty. It's just too much cleaning. If I could just sit down in a professional kitchen where all the icing's made for me and just decorate cakes, that I could do. But as far
but you were making icing. It wasn't like the
no, I would make my own icing.
The icing was phenomenal. The cream cheese.
I got pretty good at that. Yeah. I did pretty good at the icing.
The trick to that was that you had to find that high ratio, which
you can't get anymore.
Can't get anywhere anymore. So thanks, government.
Oh well. All right, so that's our top 5. I don't know what we're gonna do for top 5 next week. Let's decide. What do you want to do top 5 next week?
Well, we did dinners in. Let's do dinners out. Okay,
top 5 dinners out.
Yeah.
Of all time top 5 meals, or where's our top 5 favorite places to go?
The all time is going to be horrible.
Yeah, they'll be all closed restaurants
because most of them are closed everywhere. I mean, we have this habit of if we get to where we really love to go to a place, it shuts down. Mm-hmm. So with few exceptions, but I'd say all time.
Top 5 top meals of all time. Yeah. Out. Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Out.
Top 5.
There's some of the places
dinner out meals,
or at least for me, a couple of them
all time. Might be a place that you've only been to once, but the
No,
meal
we're gonna
was
do
like
dinner,
really
or we're
great.
doing dinner and breakfast because that is different. I say
That'd
we
be different.
separate.
Let's separate. Let's do breakfast since we did dinner this week.
Okay, we'll do.
So we'll do breakfast.
Breakfast out. Yeah.
Okay. And we'll even say places that are closed and places that are still open.
There you go.
So anyway, one last thing. You have any one last thing?
Well, just that. Let's see. I can't think of anything actually. No,
I can't really think of anything either. Anything interesting happen in the news?
Mm-hmm. I've started watching more of the local news, which is mostly just people getting shot and finding dead people. And you find a lot of dead. Like detectives found this dead person.
I know what our one last thing is.
What's that?
Our boys won an award.
Oh yeah, Impractical Jokers.
They did.
Won their first award.
Not a really. It's an MTV award, but
yeah.
Still. Here's the funny part. When they first pitched their show, they called it Mission Uncomfortable. And they pitched it to MTV. And MTV liked it, but they didn't want the 4 of them to do it. They wanted 4 different people. And they were like, no. So then they went and pitched it elsewhere and found a home at True TV. 10 years later, MTV's giving them an award for Best Unscripted Comedy Show.
And it is. It absolutely is.
Of course it is.
But yeah, they won an award. Joe and Q and Murr were there to get it. A lot of cool pictures from the event. Like there's one of my favorites is like Joe and Murr have their wives there and Q's just there by himself. So they are like getting up excited, kissing their wives, and Q's just like,
Oh, poor Q.
Poor Q.
And he's single because he wants to be, I think.
Yeah.
The other funny thing that happened this week is when Kevin drives me to work, we come down on this road and like Lynn Haven Mall is between where the road ends and my school. So you have to drive around the mall one way or the other. Mm-hmm. And so we usually go, for some reason, we always go through and go to the right.
Take a right, but she said,
So I'm like, and he hates the Canadian geese, Canadian geese, whatever they're called. He hates them so much. It's unnatural hatred for Canadian geese.
It's not unnatural. There's people saying, oh, I get it. I totally get it. Because what do? They get in the damn way all the time. They can fly.
They're cute. They have babies.
They have babies. Oh, that gives them a free range.
Anyway, if we go
fly, and they still just walk in your way like they're just waddling. Oh, what are you going to do, fat boy? You going to run me down? No, you're not.
Oh, my gosh. Anyway, if we go to the right, there's like a little lake. And so they kind of congregate there. I kind of like to go that way because I like to see them. But he hates it. So when he drives me, I'm like, why don't we go through? We go to the left, go around the other way. We probably won't hit any geese. Not hit them. We don't ever hit them. But like we won't run into any geese.
$5,000 fine.
So Kevin's like, oh, that's a great idea. So we go all the way around the mall. And we're like, oh, look, Kevin, we didn't see one single goose.
Yeah.
And Kevin's like, oh, this is great. He pulls out on Lynn Haven Road and there's a freaking geese crossing Lynn Haven Road.
And I was like, oh my God. I couldn't believe it. I was able to get past them before they came out, but I was just like, oh my God.
It's like they knew. And then we saw the TikTok video of the little kid chasing the geese and their babies around. And the woman.
In that particular case, I was with the geese on that because the little punk ass kid was.
The kid was just chasing these baby geese. And the mother, I don't know where the mother was. She wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, mother of the year.
But somebody was videotaping and they were like, this kid's going to get a hold of this goose. And like the goose is going to attack this kid. Mm-hmm. And right when she said that, he trips over one of the babies. It's just a little kid, maybe 3 or 4, like really young kid. And that goose started going after the kid. Was like, oh my God, I can't believe I got that on film. It was
great.
Perfect payback. Kid learned a hard lesson, but
in that particular case, I was rooting for the geese, just because don't let your kids just be running around, geese, especially against the goose, man. People use geese to guard their yards and stuff. I follow a couple people on TikTok that's what they do. They have geese to protect their other chickens and stuff because the geese is going to mess up anything that comes in there to attack the chickens. If some wolf comes rolling in, the geese is going to take care of it.
Yeah. We're all God's creatures.
Yeah, I keep saying that. But these are from the devil.
They're cute. Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it for this week.
Well, we ought to pick a TikTok video of the week.
Yeah.
Because that's our new thing now. We just text message TikTok videos back and forth to each other. Because he goes to sleep.
The best was because Tilly barks at the Ring doorbell. This one dude he just runs out and he's got the dog and holding it like a gun. It's like, there's nothing out here. Look, there's nothing out here. You're barking at nothing. And then he goes back in. It was hilarious.
Next week we'll pick our TikTok video of the week.
There we go.
Okay.
Figure out
all right, you guys, have a great weekend. It's supposed to be beautiful. Enjoy it. Be good.
Be kind to people.
Yeah, please be kind. You never know what another person is facing. And so you just don't know. Just be nice. It's not hard,
And go to the theater without the mask.
Or wear your mask if you're more comfortable.
If you wear your mask, if you're more comfortable. But
Who cares?
You can go to
Either way, you can make it work. All right. So we will see you guys next Friday night. It'll be our Memorial Weekend episode. Yeah. Oh, that might give us some good, things to talk about.
Sure.
So,
sure.
All right, you guys, be good. We'll see you later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.